Welcome back to Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa. What are we going to do next? Well, we're going to start off with the Finns, aren't we? And we're going to walk up there. When I tell you, by the time we get the Finns to this line north of Leningrad, we'll have the other guys up here. Will you believe me? I don't know. Okay, so what we were doing was trying to cut this unit or these units off here, and I believe we can. Don't tell me we're having an acceptable frame rate. Alright, he still gets to attack. What's going on up here? Alright, well, I definitely want to move back up here because I want to lure them over there again if I can. And see if we can cut them off and destroy them. That worked out very well for us. Did I miss clicking? That I did. Okay, 44 versus 77. Let's see if we can get some destruction going on here. Yep, we can. Okay. And it's all great to think about grand encirclements, but there's nothing wrong with this, you know. That's another pair of units I will not have to deal with. Again. I can let you go all the way down there, actually. I'm going to stay there. Okay. So what I want to do is check and see how far... Okay, so I can move one hex to the south. And when I back this guy off, which I can, I'll be okay as well. Next turn, we'll be able to start crunching down here. I'd love to isolate these guys and finish them off. Alright, let's go take a look at Army Group North. Alright, so fortunately we had a zone of control, which made sure that we didn't get blocked off here, and that's good. We can obviously destroy these guys. I need to shove this guy back. And that shouldn't be too hard. We'll do it next. Let's do this first. Alright, we're taking out another important headquarters. We're at 292 versus 300. Probably good encirclement. Yep, 39% concentric. And we'll probably be able to attack with these units again on this guy because we haven't moved. Alright. Finish them off. And so let me take care of the movement. Alright, I've just moved these guys up here. So our objective right this second is to bump this guy back and close the gap. But not with Army Field Headquarters, okay? Get a chance to look at how the German General Staff system worked. It's quite interesting. Done a lot of research on it because these guys figured out over 100 years ago, 150 years ago, how to handle large groups of men and supplies and move them around and that kind of thing. And during peacetime, they educated themselves. They were pretty much self-directed. They had to produce papers. They could produce papers in German or French. Real know your foe thing. And did a lot of visiting. I love the generals of World War I. They're really fun guys to learn about, and they'd go on vacations to Belgium because they had the Schlieffen Plan. and they knew what they were going to do when war came. Which is kind of a problem, because that could become a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know. Thinking about it all the time, but they go on holidays and visit the fortifications they were going to attack someday. Okay, so we've got this locked off pretty good. I think the 18th Army can handle that all by itself. We do have to do something of a breakout here. It would be great to envelop this and destroy it, and I don't think it would be too difficult. And then in the south here, we really have no resistance to the 16th Army moving up towards Daugavpils or whatever that is, and we just need to make sure that we cover these hexes here and clean them out with the other purple army group, the 9th Army, as it sweeps up here. I want to get this Panzer group, the 3rd Panzer group, detached from this whole area. I do not want them chasing these guys around as much as I'd like that. Minsk is far more important, and I want them heading in this direction. So I'm going to make some moves here with the 16th Army, and I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, so what I've done is I moved the 16th Army up. I moved a couple of 9th Army units up here to, make the blockade work. We're going to continue to move more units, but this area is pretty much, we're ready to go, right? We're ready to cross the river and get at this city, which is very, very important. What I should do in continuation of last group, here it is, relocate supply base Army Group North, and they want me to move it to Riga or Nausea. So what I hoped for has happened, and we'll make that decision at the end of the turn. It's probable that I'll do that. The other choice would be over here, which is not awful either, and then eventually up to Ostrov. But I think I'm going to go with Riga because I've got the 18th Army playing around up here for a bit, and I can take Ostrov and move it, the supply base there, when I've done that in a few turns. Alright, I'm going to get the 4th Panzer Group in motion here. Okay, so the inside here is all safe now. I am going to knock this guy back using hopefully that army division and the 6th Panzer. Yeah. Beat him up pretty good too. Okay, and let's see if I can move a unit from here. What I really want to do is occupy that hex, but I cannot, and this guy just won't move. He's got action points, but he can't get off the hill. So I am hoping that their zone of control will block anybody from taking that over. It's not the end of the world if they do, and I'm going to pause while I decide what to do next, which will probably be a breakout by pushing this guy back and then sweeping over the top. I'd love to surround that this turn. Okay, well, I think we're in good shape here. We're able to attack. They've got 30. I've got 190. Nothing is guaranteed. Okay. So, I'm going to move some guys forward and try and take this thing out. Remember, we've got units in reserve here, the Death Heads and the 8th Panzer. Okay, so I moved the 8th Panzer here and the Totenkampfs here. That should be enough. And then we'll have surrounded that big group there. This should go well. Our infantry versus motorized usually loses. Yeah, knocked out a few Panzer IVs, but we got 2/5 of their force, so let me you stay there. You can cross the river. I know you can. Okay. And now we're up against 215, huh? I certainly want to turn the headquarters off. That's good enough for me. I'm going to do it. See if this was a dumb decision or not, from a cost of attacking casualties. So close. And it was the weakest unit, too. Well, if I'd waited a turn, they might have been strong enough to get out. Let me see. 166. So, yeah, they've been knocked down quite a bit. So, I still want to leave units in Riga. This is the weak one, right? They might try, so I'm tempted to move one of these units out. Yeah. And we've still got 100 and something there, so I think we're good. I think we'll be okay and they won't escape. Alright, I'm going to go all the way down to Army Group South now. So I said that I'll occasionally put an opinion comment in there. Can you not see the wisdom of a more cautious approach? Clearly not. Von Lieb was one of the oldest officers in the army. He was like 64, 65 or something like that. Brought out of retirement, retired in 38, brought back. In France, he ran I think it was the tank group that knocked through the Maginot Line. And so they gave him Army Group North to go after Leningrad. Anyway, so what have we got here? We've got the 4th Romanians, and we want to continue our sweeping and aggressive. We've fixed this bridge, which we saw in the notes last turn, right? The logs, which is great. That's going to have a big impact on our supply. See, it's not so awful now. And I can begin bringing the 11th Army across to help out with this. I still need them guarding our backs in this direction along with the 3rd Romanians, but we've got some units tied up here, and I can always move the headquarters over a couple of hexes. So I'm going to make these moves. Okay, so I moved the 4th Army up to surround this in the bottom, the southern area. I moved this unit across, the 8th Infantry across, to see what was happening around this guy. And it looks like we've got a chance here to go after him, but not really. There's unfortunately nobody close enough to really do much about it. And while part of our objective is to take out those headquarters, it's good not to get too distracted. So I'm going to continue moving these guys over. Okay, so I've spread the 3rd Romanians out a little bit so that I could pull the 11th Army more this way, because that's where we need to go. There's really not much up here. Obviously there's quite a line going along that river there, the Bug River. I cannot surround this guy, but maybe I can... Nope. There's nothing to attack with. So I think I'm just going to lay off this turn. And let's see if I can attack this. Those are 2 weakened units. I can only attack with 1. No. So there's really nothing for me to do here other than reposition as I have. And but you can see these guys will probably go into Odessa. I doubt I'll get attacked this way, although sometimes they've shown up and done it. But I am going to see some resistance up here as we move towards this. So I'm going to move up to the northern part of Army Group South. Okay, our encirclement continues. They didn't change a whole lot. I've got a couple of units here that are good on mobility in reserve, and just check the meteorological report. Things are great in the north. Looks like it's going to stay good. Yeah, so that's good. All right, so we'll begin with way more firepower than we need. I'm going to turn off some of those blues. Maybe all of them. Yeah, we need one. Okay, we need that. And the Hungarians, yeah, we need them. Okay. Alright. So we'll close the gap with this. Interesting, they didn't make an attempt to escape. Oh, it's so good to get them out of there. They're such a nuisance. What's going on with supply here? So a little yellow dot, and it's not so good right here. Okay. But once we eliminate them, we'll be alright. Will you get another chance to attack? You will. Okay. I think we've got plenty of attacking force here. I don't think we need any more. We've got at least 3 units sitting around there that could do something. Yeah, we've got way more than we need. I'm just picking units at random here. Yeah, that's good. They're right there. Okay. Oh, I think that, nope. Okay, I thought the headquarters was still on, but it is not. Okay. I'm gonna make pretty short work of them. 24,000. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good, you know, we're attacking with 40-something thousand. Okay, now we're free to move in this direction right here. Okay, so there's one issue that I have noticed, and that is we are out of fuel. Remember, because we moved to Lvov, the forward supply base. So that means we will not be moving our motorized troops except into this hex if we want, and that is not where I want to move them. I'm going to leave a few 17th Army divisions down here on this southern side of the river. I mostly want them on the north side. But it's never bad to have a few down there. It just means they're always going to be operating at some distance from the headquarters. And I'm just going to push everybody forward, which mostly means the 17th Army. Because the infantry units of the 1st Panzer Group are busy on blocking duty. Okay, so we moved everyone we can. We could ask the Luftwaffe to get us some more fuel. That's a possibility. It's from right there. 1, 2, 3. Boy. We get a lot of penalties. I'm going to move that as soon as possible, and I have managed to surround this. So we will attack, and you'll note there's no one here to defend against anymore. They've all backed off. Alright, it's 10,000. Certainly smaller than some groups we've seen. Alright, that'll enable me to move a couple of these yellow units up. Okay, so fortunately, by moving along this bottom row here, Army Group North has, we're taking over the trail, but we haven't uncovered anything in there, right? There's no Soviets in there. I had to put this field headquarters in the swamp. The supply is still good there, right along that border edge, but I still don't like it. And these guys I've moved down as far forward as I can to try and discover what's over here. So hopefully we'll get fuel. I'll certainly have to ask the Luftwaffe for help next turn. I don't feel we need, because we're just going to burn through it, right? If I use it now, and there's no real point. Nobody's going to do anything down here, and so I think we've still got stuff to do here. Yeah, with Army Group Central, we did north. And the key, remember, was not to get distracted with this headquarters thing up here and chasing them around the map, because it's really not worth it. What I want to do is come up with the 2nd Panzer Group around Minsk and the 3rd from the north, push the 9th Army up that way, and use the 4th Army as the sledgehammer to keep going. And then as we get past all this nonsense, we're going to want to create a defensive line down to Gomel and along this trail up to Smolensk, the big highway here. And yeah, that's going to be fun. But that's the way to do it. And then you don't spread out your guys too far trying to take all this over, because this was not very helpful to me. The moment I gave up on trying to do this was the moment that I really started getting not just to Moscow, because I could get to Moscow. This is kind of like climbing Mount Everest. Like, you can summit Mount Everest, probably, but coming back down, there's a good chance you're going to die, you know, particularly if you if you stay up at the top too long or hang out and try and summit too late. So this thing here, same thing. If you try and go for Moscow while spreading your guys out, trying to collect all this stuff, you know, Tula and Kaluga and all that stuff. See, I can pronounce those names. Those are fine. They don't have any weird consonants next to each other, plus an extra vowel or two to confuse my Western mind, right? You know, I could get to a hex next to Moscow, but I could never encircle it. And the moment I gave up on trying to cover all this territory and just stick to the plan, which is knock out Moscow, right? What's the objective here? I did much better. Okay, so I'm going to start moving the panzers, 2nd Panzers. Yeah, I guess we'll do that first. It'd be good to have maybe some encirclement here. We could do it now. I need to. We'll do this with the tanks. I just need to get some superiority here, because I want to have at least those 2 hexes on that one. And remember what I've said about wasting your firepower on battles that don't matter. Right? If I go and attack everything I see with my motorized units and my panzers, I'm going to beat myself up for nothing. Okay, so now we've got a sneak peek, everyone, of what's going on in Minsk, and it looks like we're just going to be able to surround the thing and take it out, and that works for me, because there's nothing in the back here that I can see to stop me. Okay, let's close that off and finish these fine fellows off. It's a bad day to be in a T-34, kids. 200% encirclement, yeah. I'm just saying, the odds aren't looking good for those guys. I have really enjoyed discovering the channel for the Chieftain on YouTube lately, and going through the Chieftain's hatch and seeing the interior of all these vehicles, because even the video games that have come out with tank simulators and that don't do it justice. So I see another encirclement I can easily do here. It's not a huge thing, but getting the idea of like how you sit in these things, even it's different than what you might think, you know, and a lot less comfortable and very utilitarian, and you know, you sit your ass down on this post here. It's not it doesn't look they're not made for comfort, let's put it that way. Okay. Let's see what we can accomplish here with minimal effort. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay. That's more than we need, but as you know, I would much rather attack with more and have fewer casualties, because you know, we're a third of the way there maybe once we capture Minsk to Moscow, and we have a long way to go. Okay, let's see what we can do about this. I feel like I'm just going to push these guys back in this way. Wow, okay. We have some decisions to make. As I said, you do not want to be chasing these guys around up here. How are we doing for fuel? 11,000. We're in good shape. Okay. Okay, I think 3rd Panzer Group is entirely moved in. Yeah, except for a couple guys down here, but that's okay. We can have those guys in reserve. Okay, this is the nope. That's not gonna happen. Okay. I was gonna say this is the smaller one, but I still can't encircle. I have to push this one out of the way to do the encirclement of both, and that's okay. Okay, let's see here. But I need everyone on the right side of history, darn it, of the hexes to be able to attack properly. Wow. I think we can turn those guys off. That guy's essential. How many? We got 129 here. I'm gonna stick with this. Hopefully they retreat. Well, whichever direction they retreated in is fine. Yeah, that was worth it. Okay. And remember, we've got lots of fuel on this side, and we've got plenty of Panzer groups, or units from 2nd Panzer that we have not used yet. Okay, might as well move them in, because otherwise they're not going to get used, right? Okay, let's see what we've got here. I mean, what we've got is absolute pulverization. Is that critical? Nope. 374 versus 97. All right. And we'll get ready for Encirclement of Minsk next turn, and it'll be ours. Yeah, they must have hopped off to the left. So, yeah, 11,000. Or the right, I mean. They went over here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to do my move cleanup. Alright, we've got Minsk surrounded. That garrison's the strongest unit in it. And I'm not able to attack with as much as I would like, so I'm going to wait till next turn. I don't see a relief force that is big enough to get them out or get there in time. These guys can't move, really. They've already moved, I guess, to get there. I think we used them to pop open the... Yeah, that corner so that they could get in and around. But, I'm not delighted about this, that unit being up there. I'd rather it be a 3rd unit, but whatever. And so these guys are going to continue to come along in this direction, and these guys are going to go north. Okay, I found another 3rd Panzer motorized unit up here, brought him down to here. He can still attack, it's amazing. 9th Army has moved up. I'm going to attack this, I think, and push him back so that I can take that and continue the surrounding of this, assuming they're going to stay there. I really doubt it. We're a little over, but that's okay. See how we did. Yeah, we didn't lose anybody, and they lost 2,000, so chipping away. Okay, and we've got yeah, they can move up. This guy can't move into that hex, or I would want him to. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that, and now I've got a lot of orange units to move. All right, that's that. Hopefully that encirclement will hold for the rest of the turn, and we can take them out next turn. I suspect it will, without trouble. And I believe we already did this. Yep. Okay, so we've got 2 big encirclements, and maybe a third if I've forgotten what's going on in south. We did a good job down south there. And now let's do some choosing, some decisions. Let's see, if we turned our German locomotives into coal fire, why don't we try it? I think it's a great idea because anything that helps the trains go better is good, but my train guy doesn't like it, I think, because the oil. So that's not very long, 20 days, that's great. And they're both pretty happy. So which one? Yeah, Gurkha probably took it as a slight. Progress is being made and you are learning the benefits of precision. Well, yeah, let's be Bud's supply guys. I can always get my... yes, this major decision. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So relocate the forward supply base to Riga. Yeah. Okay, that's written down. 12 days, oh no. I don't remember having seen that before. Okay, so we did... Are we fighting savages, wild animals, who does such things? We did something horrible, don't hide it. And so I have the choice of hiding it or not hiding it. Now we are running by the Geneva Convention, but if we weren't, this would be more impactful. I could cover it up or I could acknowledge it. Now I'm gonna go with it. It's going to punish that unit though. So the men want to thank you. And they get a permanent defensive bonus, and I get a point against war crimes immunity, which is a thing that happens at the end of the game. You get looked at for war crimes. Okay, the Russian winter is awful, and it's coming, and it's only July, but maybe we should look at heavy coats and things like that. What will you do? So I can not bother. I can ask for a preliminary report, or I can ask for the comprehensive study. I'm definitely going for the study. That annoys people, by the way, because the whole thing with this war was we were supposed to win quickly, right? Or the Germans were. Okay, remember, pleasing our supply chain. I'm not going to do any more artillery. Von Lieb is as negative as he could be towards me, so what's the difference? We're going to put the rail infrastructure back. It's necessary. It annoys our commanders, but hey, we need it. And I'm going to make every decision about helping the rail and the trucks. Capture trucks. Yeah, same thing as last turn. I'm going to demand that the trucks be handed over. I'm going to start getting really punished here on my political points, but I need to do it. He said. Pretty sure he needed to do it. Okay, so, anything interesting going on in the logs? I don't see anything. I'm mostly looking under logistics, destroy bridge. at this location, 4063. Yeah, saw that. Did you see that? Chief of Staff handicap 20. Don't let him do anything, basically. And so this is interesting. You know, you could look at different, like what did we discover as to what enemy units are there. Performance evaluation. Yeah, we're doing fine. Soon we'll get over 70%. Capturing Minsk is a big deal. And I think we're ready to end our turn. So let's see what happens as the Soviets wake up. Not seeing much of a rescue attempt. And if that 9th Army headquarters is there by the end of the turn, I'll be surprised. This is quite a big block up here though, huh? One of the things we haven't even looked at yet, because it's still fairly early, is fatigue in units, but that will start to become a problem. Like I said, I think last turn, I'm going to rest one of the Northern Army groups for sure. I think it's the 18th Army, the one that's up on that peninsula up there right now, after this whole attack is over. And some other units can get some rest as well. With the larger units like the 17th Army or the 11th Army, I found it's necessary to do it in pieces. You can't just rest the whole thing, typically. Somebody's got to be there to watch out for them, you know, and keep the enemy away and be a blocker. And that's often not possible because you've got guys spread out all over the map, covering these huge distances. You see, once we get past these folks at Zhytomyr, which is not as big of a deal as they're making it look here, I mean, as soon as I get my army group field again, I'll be able to sweep around in behind them, roll them up, and nuke them, and that takes 2 or 3 turns, and that's it. And then we're at Kiev, you know. This is scary. They're pumping a lot of people into here, and I can't do much about it in terms of encirclement. There's a lot more here than there were. That destruction thing that I did in this hex is the first time I've done that. Usually this ends up being a stalemate. Sometimes they punch through here and come in and hit the line and end up forcing a surrender. That hasn't caused me to lose a game. It's just annoying. But most of the time, Finland's fine. Yeah, they really are lining up a defense there. Remember, there's different plans for the Soviets, right? Different AI coding that they're following from game to game. Oh, yeah. They're trying to hop across and take what they can, but it's futile. Or futile. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. It's like docile or docile. Docile. docile the Soviets are not. Oh, here we are. It's the beginning of the next turn, turn 6, I believe. Better save my game. Delicious miscellaneous calculations. Oh. Yeah, see, I'm starting to get penalties here. Alright, only 6 decisions, that's good. Because I'm probably not likely to have that many political points. You go. Oh, damn, I missed it. I'll have to pause it and see in the recording what it had to say there. It's always amusing. Alright, we're real good on this side, ugly in the middle, you know? And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.